filing written notice.
Chair entertains a motion that the 2022 minutes of the pre-meeting conference and regular meeting of July 5th and the work session of July 19th be approved as submitted.
So move.
I second.
Is there any discussion by council on this motion? None?
Councilman Acosta? Yes. Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Yes. Councilman Vargas? Dr. Arthur? Comment portion of the meeting. This provides an opportunity for members of the public to inform the governing body about their views. The governing body prescribes the city council's bylaws and the New Jersey statute rules of public meetings when engaging in public comment. As such, each individual shall have a 5-minute limit to comment. He or she cannot yield time to another individual. He or she may only approach the podium once during public comment for any one topic. Vulgar, offensive language is prohibited, and the City Council will not engage in dialogue with the public during this time. The governing body maintains model courtesy and respect and requires members of the public to do the same.
At this time, before we begin the public comment session, I would like to just have a moment of silence for one of our commissioners with the Vineland Housing Authority that passed on yesterday, Sheila Saunders. So if we could, just a moment of silence for her. Thank you. At this time, is there anyone in the audience who wishes to be heard? If so, please step to the mic, the podium, state your name and address.
Evening. My name is Joyce Smith. I'm a resident of Vineland, New Jersey, 525 Harvard Street. My concern is I've lived in Vineland since 1990, frequented Vineland often prior to that, and I've never seen the likes of what I'm seeing now in the area of the Boulevard and Landis, Wood Street and Landis. There is all kind of activity going on there. There's people, they're congregating with their drinks and behind that liquor store and across the street. I mean, it's like the big camp meeting over there anymore. There was a time when I felt truly safe walking through Vineland, anywhere basically in Vineland. I don't feel that anymore, and I don't understand it because I remember when there was a time that younger people, teenagers, used to hang out on Landis Avenue, and that would be broken up. They couldn't do it. And here, I mean, like we see them, the ambulance coming to lift people up. A young lady there, she's so strung out on something, she looks like she's, what is the word? I'm nervous. Like she's demon possessed or something. There is, I'm telling you, the activity is ridiculous. At any particular time of day, you can ride through that area and you see all this activity. It's now brought itself from across the street to the liquor store, from the alley. Literally, they sit around the fountain now and they're putting on deodorant and they're doing what have you. So I don't know, but it's becoming a frightening place. I don't go to Camden to the bus terminal. I don't like it there. That area feels like that now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I can address that. You can stand up there if you like, but you're not alone. This issue has been an ongoing issue with Vineland, and I'm sure you've watched the news all over the place in this country with homelessness. The problem is the laws have changed that prohibits the police arresting people for loitering and things of that nature. We can't even arrest people for being intoxicated in public. What the law now requires us to do is take them to a hospital or a rehab facility. That being said, we are cracking down on a lot of the issues that you're discussing because there are a lot of people that don't want to get help. There's a lot of people that don't want to go to a shelter. They simply like to do exactly what you're doing. The police are stepping up their patrol on the boulevard, Wood Street especially. We are keeping an extra vigilant eye on individuals that are trespassing on private property, so long as the owners have given us power of attorney to do so. And we're going after the owners of the properties that are allowing these situations to exist. Some of the concerns, unfortunately, are kitchens that are on Lance Avenue. The churches feel compelled to assist people, which is a very, very good thing. The problem is they're giving them food and then releasing them onto Landis Avenue. We're stopping that. So we're doing everything that we can within our power now to, my words carefully, assure that people that want help get help. People that don't want help and simply want to be vagrants are not here. So we have cracked down on a lot of that. We have been demolishing buildings that have been vacant for a while. The old ice house and the Lippert Brothers is ready to be demolished. So we're not making it attractive for people to want to come here for the handouts. We want people to come here because they want to be a part of society. We will give them every helping hand that we can. We have the tools, but our police acknowledge exactly what you're saying, and we have the health department doing everything that they can, and this has been an ongoing concern. And again, sometimes our hands are tied because the laws have changed to not allow us to arrest people. Quite frankly, the laws have changed where you could get a summons to go to court and people don't go to court. Because we're not allowed to give a warrant anymore for their arrest. So everybody now knows on the street, if you get a summons for trespassing, just don't go. So unfortunately, we're being tied, but we are doing everything we can to make sure that we stop as much of that as we can.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else that wishes to speak at this time from the public? Please state your name and your address.
Yes, how you doing? My name is Jeff Lindsay, and I'm representing the community. And a lot of people are going to come up here and probably say the same thing that you guys already know. So what we're proposing for our community is solutions. So we're not really coming in here with the complaints. We have a Unity Day coming up, and we would like for the council to be a part of it. At the end, I'll give you guys the update on it. It's going to be on August 20th in Landis Park. We're going to have the march. It's going to start right here at City Hall. The police chief was involved last year when we were trying to curb the violence when a young lady had got killed in some activity, gun violence. But what we're trying to do in our community is trying to be proactive instead of reactive. I think right now a lot of people are reactive, or the police are reacting. You know, they come after the crime is done, after the fact that the problem is there. With the help and assist of this community, we are going to curb a lot of this because we know a lot of the people that are out there. So we're already trying to give them jobs. We're already trying to help them with housing through nonprofit organizations that we have. I have a gentleman out there, Noel Jones. We're starting a Right My Wrongs to help convicted felons come home and to make them whole again. Project Inspiration, my cousin, that we put on. This is the 3rd annual Unity Day that we're putting on. And I'm quite sure maybe none of you people ever heard of it. But this is what's going on right underneath your nose. We're doing things on the ground. But now the problem is getting so big, just like COVID is just spreading everywhere. Now we need the vaccination, and the remix is us working together, hand in hand, to stop the problem. I see you saying a lot of things we can't do, but let's work on the things that we can do. So what we can do is work together for one common goal. I'm thinking everybody here wants the community to be safe. I think everybody wants everybody to have a fair opportunity. And our community just feels abandoned. The pool is abandoned. Carver Village, which is now Sunnyside, is abandoned. The school board, it seems the kids are being abandoned, the teachers. There's no good representation for people of color, even in the school board. So, you know, these are things that we want to address, but not coming in as complaints. We have solutions for this. So, Unity Day, this is the first step where we want to see city council, the mayor. This is what we want you guys to do. Put the pressure on the county prosecutors, from mayors from Bridgeton, Millville. Everyone should be a part of this, because this problem is not just in Vineland, it's everywhere. So what are we going to do for the solution? We can't wait any longer. So August 20th is the first, put that on the calendar, on the date. August 20th is the day that we're going to start revamping this whole thing. And second thing, the budget. This is what we need to talk about. Park restoration. Where's the budget, the money going for these things? What are we doing with the money that we're being allotted? You know, I don't know how much it is, but maybe next meeting we can sit down and see how much money that you get allotted for the year to do certain things that's going to affect our communities too. Block parties, all type of outreach programs. We have programs that you guys can assist us with. We have on Juneteenth, another sad day. Come on, that's a national holiday. So why not city council get together, get the park. Let's have something big. Let's have something big that we work together for the kids when they get out of school, with the conjunction of all different boys and girls clubs that I work with. Daniel's Lions Den has something good. The VMH has something great, a lot of kids that keep them off the street. But we need the backing and support of you guys, because why? You're the ones that are going to go to the mayor. You're the ones that are going to get the city council and the elected officials on board with this. So this is what we need for you to do. We're not coming in, I'm speaking for me. I'm not coming in here to complain to you. I'm coming in here with solutions and things that you can join us with and assist us with to do. Because if we just coming in here complaining, then we're just leaving it up to you to come with resolutions. And no disrespect, you can't really talk about our neighborhoods because you're not from there, just like I can't talk about your neighborhoods. So when we want proper representation, whether it's for the kids, we'll have kids up here representing them. If with people on the street, we have to talk to the bums. Sit down and see can we help you? What did you like to say? Things of that nature. So everyone just needs proper representation. It's not a me thing, it's a we thing. You know, this is one of the slogans we say. We all are team players, but we all have to play our positions. So that's my position. At the end, I will be giving you guys information on how you can join and be a part of the Unity Day March, for one. Now, this is very important. If you want to see some changes, this is how you start change. You know, just like I told the police officers yesterday, yes, you're out there. You're getting them off the street now, but you're not here to arrest them. See, don't lock them up. Let's straighten them up. So we can't move them from one place and then they're just somewhere else causing another problem. We have to have a solution for this. We have it. So let's sit down in collective minds and let's talk about this. Oh, well, what do you guys have to bring to the table? And then we can tell you what we have to bring to the table. And like I said, looking forward to next week, seeing how much is actually allotted in the budget so we can actually do some real things in this city and make it great. Thank you very much. Once again, my name is Jeff Lindsay. I'm representing the Unity Day community. Excuse me?
Your name is?
Jeff Lindsay. Yes, and I represent the community review board. We have our own community review board where you can come and send us the complaints, and then for the people who can't be here, we can be their voices. All right? Thank you very much for your time.
Lindsay, thank you.
Good evening, good afternoon. We have some presentations that we would like to make.
Your name and address.
My name is Chris Wilson. You need my address, you said?
Yes.
Oh, just City of Ireland. You know where I live.
He's giving the attitude.
You know where I live. You don't need my address. But we just wanted to come here today on behalf of Vineland Midget Football League. We had a wonderful, wonderful, outstanding camp last weekend. We had 285 registrants that registered for the camp and close to 400 kids that actually showed up to the Jamil's camp. We have some shirts for the city council members. We don't have your size, but they're youth sizes, so you can give them to one of your grandkids or kids, all right? And we have some pictures of Jamil that we want to give to you guys as well. Jamil has a separate autograph picture that we will get from him that he wants to give to you guys, commemorating the Super Bowl championship that he just won, that we will provide to you at a later date. But we're here to say thank you. There was powers that tried to thwart this camp from happening. There were powers that nearly 400 kids would have been affected if this camp didn't go on. So we wanted to publicly appreciate and say thank you to Bob Dickinson. Okay, we thank Councilman Paul Smidelli for coming out and chilling for like 3. You were there the whole time in that heat. We thank you so much. We want to also thank Council President Elizabeth Arthur for coming out there, chilling with the kids. You didn't have to do it, but you did. Councilman Vargas, all the support that you do for VMFL, making sure that these kids are active and staying active with the league. Councilman Acosta and Mr. Francini as well. So if we can we present you all these shirts right here?
Sure.
Okay, well, you can go up there, and the pictures as well. I would be remiss to not thank Mayor Anthony Fanucci as well, who assisted this, who gave the layup to Bob pretty much, and for him to know, and thank you as well for, making sure that everything was squared away and laid out for that day. Jamil sent a message to say thank you. It was an overwhelmingly amount of support out there. Jasmine Demby, our interim president right here, had a plethora of volunteers that came out to support. Our board member, Will Turner, also came out after you had a program that day and still made it out there to make sure that it was a fun-filled day. It was amazing, so we just wanted to say thank you to the city. We appreciate all the efforts, and we look forward to continue of serving the youth of our community. Rick, thank you as well for what you do.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm sure the kids had lots of fun because there were lots of smiles out there that day. So thank you, Chris Wilson, for all that you do for the young people in the Football League, and to Mrs. Denby. Thank you. Anyone else in the public who wishes to be heard at this time? Please state your name and address. It is for the record, so I wasn't being funny with Chris, but he knows. Just kidding.
Good evening. My name is Tracy Wells Huggins. I'm a resident of the city of Vineland. I live at 828 East Wood Street. I'm so excited to know that we continue to support all of the great sports that are going on in our community, because as you've heard, our young people need those types of things. They respond well to those types of things. And yet there is an opportunity for us to continue to support our young people, especially those who exist and live within the corridor in which we stand. And that would be by making sure that the pools are open and available for them on 4th and on 6th Street. Now, it was concerning to me when a young lady brought it to my attention that in the middle of the heat wave that we've been experiencing, that young people within the inner city have not had an opportunity to enjoy the pleasures of a cool dip. Now, not everyone is able to take their child to the shore on a regular basis because we know the transportation system that we currently have, right? And for many, many years, we've talked about what it would be like to improve that in some ways. And for whatever reason, the infrastructure just does not seem to be there to improve access to local transportation, right? And yet we have these pools that are right here. We have them in close proximity, and they are unfilled and they are unused. Now, when a call was placed to Parks and Recreation, it was stated the only reason that these pools are not functioning is because we don't have lifeguards. Now, as a resident of the city, I don't recall seeing too many lifeguard announcements or needs in the newspaper or on social media. It's not to say that they didn't exist. I know that I didn't see them. And in conversation with many other of my fellow community members, many of them didn't hear at all about the need for lifeguards. And so there was an opportunity that was potentially missed. And so, again, we're not here to place blame, but we are here to talk about solutions. So, after we heard just last week that the only barrier was that we didn't have lifeguards, we put a call out on social media and shared that information with the community. And within an hour, we had lifeguards, certified, who were interested in helping out in our community. Because you see, not everybody can afford to have a YMCA membership, like my grandson. Not everybody can afford to provide luxuries that you may not consider a luxury, but are indeed luxuries in the middle of a heat wave, right? Lucky for us, our children are not like those in the Bronx when I was just there a few weeks ago, popping the hydrants. We don't have that issue. And it's because we do have a semblance of respect, and we do have this great opportunity. We'd like to find out what it would take to get our pools up and running, because now we not only have the original 3 that said that they were available on that first Facebook post that went out last week, we have a total of 6. And so as of yesterday, paperwork has been started for their background checks. There are 3 of the 6 that need just recertification, which we know is a 1-day process. And we also have a local organization known as Life Worth Living that is willing to step into the gap and to pay for that recertification. So when Mr. Lindsay says that the community is working together on the ground, unbeknownst to you, he is right about that. So we're asking for you to, A, give us a potential timeline for when these pools will be open for our young people. We know it's the end of the season. But I promise you, if they could have at least a week or 2 of being able to take a cool dip, that it would mean a lot to them. Because right now, these young people are not feeling like you care. Their families are not feeling like you care. And we know that you do. So, with that being stated, we'd like to hear from you, again, about the potential for us to be able to get these pools up and running. It's also been stated that the pool that's on 6th Street, which is the indoor pool, the newest one in our community, would potentially take longer to get up and running, which we kind of didn't understand. We do understand that the pool that's outside on 4th looks like it needs a little bit of love. And so we'd like to ask that that would be a lifted up and high priority for the community as well, because if you show people that you care about them now, you'll have less trouble from them later. And then, to the young lady who's talking about some of the scourge that we see, I just would like to state for the record, we are not going to over-police our way out of fixing drug problems. Arresting people who have drug problems is not the way to help serve them. And this is data proven. And so when we say, yes, the laws have changed, we know that they have changed, and we can't do what we used to do, there's really good reason for that. Because disproportionately, the folks who are being impacted by those laws were people who are black and brown. And so you have an opportunity to shift that narrative and to help out in all the ways. But let's get the pool if we can. Thank you.
Thank you.
I can speak on that. That's great news. We've had it posted since February. We've reached out to the college. We've reached out for a partnership with the YMCA. Could not get lifeguards. The only reason why the pool's not open. I can't speak for the 6th Street, the inside pool, how long that would take to be ready. And don't quote me on this, but the outside pool, I would think would only take a couple weeks. So have those interested in being a lifeguard go on the city website, fill out the application as soon as possible, and as soon as we get the applications in, we'll start processing.
If you go outside, right at the personnel, right as soon as you walk out here to the left, that's where our personnel office is. You'll see at the postings there for job opportunities, lifeguard is right up the top. So the website, everything is right there for that.
You know, unfortunately, a lot of folks don't look for that online.
They can come in and fill it
We're
out, too.
doing them a
That's not
disservice
problem.
by saying that that's where we have that, but yes, we'll make sure now that we know that we can share it in the network. One thing about the pay. The young people and the adults who are being trained by the YMCA are often offered a higher wage, $18 an hour, if not more. And also for our more affluent communities, they also offer a higher wage. So why would someone be interested in working for what the city may offer if they have an opportunity to make more money? Because all of us understand that even at $15 an hour,
15 an hour.
yeah, even at 15, which is great for kids. And yet we know that for an adult, that might be a challenge. But if I'm a kid and I have an opportunity to get 18, I'm probably going to go for the 18. So just want to put that out there. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Point of order.
Is there anyone else in the public who wishes to be heard at this time? No one? Thank you to everyone that did come up and comment, and all things are being noted. Mr. Franchetta?
Madam President, I present ordinance number 2022-53, an ordinance to amend and supplement ordinance number 8, which established the classification and compensation plans for the City of Vineland Public Defender, which is ready for a public hearing.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2022-53 be taken up for a public hearing and open to the public for discussion.
So move. Second.
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Yes. Councilman Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to be heard on ordinance number 2022-53 at this time? No one? Chair entertains a motion that the public hearing on ordinance number 2022-53 be closed.
So move. Second.
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Yes. Councilman Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2022-53 be taken up for second and final reading and adopted according to law.
So move. I second.
Is there any discussion by council on this motion? None?
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Yes. Councilman Vargas?
Yes.
Ordinance number 2022-53, an ordinance to amend and supplement ordinance number 8, which established the classification and compensation plans for the City of Vineland Public Defender with a vote of 5 yeas is hereby adopted.
Mr. Franchetta, please submit ordinance number 2022-53 to the mayor for his approval or disapproval.
Yes.
Thank you.
Present ordinance number 2022-54, an ordinance to amend and supplement ordinance number 8, which established the classification and compensation plans for the City of Vineland Chief Judge and Judge, which is ready for a public hearing.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2022-54 be taken up for a public hearing and open to the public for discussion.
So move. I second.
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Yes. Councilman Vargas? Dr. Arthur?
Yes. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to be heard on ordinance number 2022-54? No one? Chair entertains a motion that the public hearing on ordinance number 2022-54 be closed.
So move. Second.
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Yes. Councilman Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes. Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2022-54 be taken up for second and final reading and adopted according to law.
So move. Second.
Is there any discussion by council on this motion?
Yeah, on my deck sheet, it says chief prosecutor and prosecutor for this. I don't know what it says on the computer.
Judge?
Correction. If it's different, that's all.
Different.
Ordinance, it has Chief Judge. Judge, is that correct? That's correct.
Judge and Chief, that's correct.
55 as prosecutor and chief prosecutor.
But on the deck sheet, it says prosecutor.
For comment?
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Yes. Councilman Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Ordinance number 2022-54, an ordinance to amend and supplement ordinance number 8, which established the classification and compensation plans for the city of Vineland, chief judge and judge. With a vote of 5 yeas, is hereby adopted.
Mr. Franchetta, please submit ordinance number 2022-54 to the mayor for his approval or disapproval.
Yes.
Thank you.
I present ordinance number 2022-55, an ordinance to amend and supplement ordinance number 8, which established the classification and compensation plans for the city of Vineland, chief prosecutor and prosecutor, which is ready for a public hearing.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2022-55 be taken up for a public hearing and open to the public for discussion.
So moved. Second.
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Keeney?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Yes. Councilman Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to be heard on ordinance number 2022-55? No one? Chair entertains a motion that the public hearing on ordinance number 2022-55 be closed.
So moved. Second.
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Yes. Councilman Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes. Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2022-55 be taken up for second and final reading and adopted according to law.
So moved. Second.
Is there any discussion by council on this motion? None?
Councilman Acosta? Yes. Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Yes. Councilman Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur? Ordinance number 2022-55, an ordinance to amend and supplement ordinance number 8, which established the classification and compensation plans for the city of Vineland, chief prosecutor and prosecutor, with a vote of 5 yeas, is hereby adopted.
Franchetta, please submit ordinance number 2022-55 to the mayor for his approval or disapproval.
Yes.
Thank you.
I present ordinance number 2022-56, an ordinance amending ordinance number 98-42 as amended, Chapter 372, Section 10 of the Code of the City of Vineland entitled Certificates of Smoke Detector Installation Inspections Fee as to amend the fee schedule, which is ready for a public hearing.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2022-56 be taken up for a public hearing and open to the public for discussion.
So moved. I second.
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Yes. Councilman Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to be heard on ordinance number 2022-56? No one? Chair entertains a motion that the public hearing on ordinance number 2022-56 be closed.
So moved. Second.
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Yes. Councilman Vargas? Yes. Dr. Arthur?
Yes. Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2022-56 be taken up for second and final reading and adopted according to law.
So moved. I second.
Is there any discussion from council on this motion? None?
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Yes. Councilman Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Ordinance number 2022-56, an ordinance amending ordinance number 98-42 as amended, Chapter 372, Section 10 of the Code of the City of Vineland entitled Certificates of Smoke Detector Installation Inspections Fee as to amend the fee schedule with a vote of 5 yeas is hereby adopted.
Franchetta, please submit ordinance number 2022-56 to the mayor for his approval or disapproval.
Yes. I present ordinance number 2022-57, an ordinance authorizing a pilot agreement for project tax exemption for various applicants, which is ready for a public hearing.
Entertains a motion that ordinance number 2022-57 be taken up for a public hearing and open to the public for discussion.
So moved. Second.
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Yes. Councilman Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes. Is there anyone in the public who wishes to be heard on ordinance number 2022-57? No one? Chair entertains a motion that the public hearing on ordinance number 2022-57 be closed.
So move. I second.
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Yes. Councilman Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes. Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2022-57 be taken up for second and final reading and adopted according to law.
So move. Second.
Is there any discussion from council on this motion? None?
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Yes. Councilman Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Ordinance number 2022-57, an ordinance authorizing a pilot agreement for project tax exemption for various applicants with a vote of 5 yeas is hereby adopted.
And ordinance number 2022-57 to the mayor for his approval or disapproval.
Yes.
Thank you.
I present ordinance number 2022-58, ordinance authorizing the sale of 48 Howard Street to Habitat for Humanity for $1 even to be renovated as low-income housing, which is ready for a public hearing.
Entertains a motion that ordinance number 2022-58 be taken up for a public hearing and open to the public for discussion.
So move. Second.
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Yes. Councilman Vargas? Dr. Arthur?
Yes. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to be heard on ordinance number 2022-58? No one? Chair entertains a motion that the public hearing on ordinance number 2022-58 be closed.
So move. Second.
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Yes. Councilman Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes. Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2022-58 be taken up for second and final reading and adopted according to law.
So move. Second.
Is there any discussion by council on this motion?
This is one area where I'm, very pleased to say yes. I volunteered many hours to Habitat for Humanity, and for the city to make a property available to Habitat for Humanity for $1 so that it can be renovated and made a part of the community in the low housing area, I think is something that we should continue supporting and doing more of. For that reason, I strongly support this ordinance.
Thank you. Anyone else? Cheddar?
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Yes. Councilman Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur? Ordinance number 2022-58, ordinance authorizing the sale of 48 Howard Street to Habitat for Humanity for $1 even to be renovated as low-income housing with a vote of 5 yeas is hereby adopted.
Franchetta, please submit ordinance number 2022-58 to the mayor for his approval or disapproval.
Yes. Present ordinance number 2022-59, an ordinance to amend and supplement ordinance number 8, which established the classification and compensation plans for the City of Vineland Legal Secretary.
That ordinance number 2022-59 be taken up for a public hearing and open to the public for discussion.
So move. Second.
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Yes. Councilman Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes. Is there anyone in the public who wishes to be heard on ordinance number 2022-59? No one? Chair entertains a motion that the public hearing on ordinance number 2022-59 be closed.
So move. I second.
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Yes. Councilman Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2022-59 be taken up for second and final reading and adopted according to law.
So move. Second.
Is there any discussion by council on this motion? None?
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Yes. Dr. Arthur? Ordinance number 2022-59, An ordinance to amend and supplement ordinance number 8, which established the classification and compensation plans for the City of Vineland Legal Secretary with a vote of 5 yeas is hereby adopted.
That a please submit ordinance number 2022-59 to the mayor for his approval or disapproval.
Yes.
Thank you.
I present ordinance number 2022-60, an ordinance authorizing pursuant to local lands and buildings law, NJSA 40A:12-13, period 2, the sale of certain undeveloped portions of real property of the City of Vineland located at Block 7503, Lot 45.01, which is ready for a public hearing.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2022-60 be taken up for a public hearing and open to the public for discussion.
So move.
Second.
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli?
Yes.
Councilman Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to be heard on ordinance number 2022-60? No one? Chair entertains a motion that the public hearing on ordinance number 2022-60 be closed.
So move.
Second.
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli?
Yes.
Councilman Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes. Chair entertains a motion that the ordinance number 2022-60 be taken up for second and final reading and adopted according to law.
So move.
Second.
Is there any discussion by council on this motion? No?
Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Yes. Councilman Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Ordinance number 2022-60, an ordinance authorizing pursuant to local lands and buildings law, NJSA 40A:12-13.2, the sale of certain undeveloped portions of real property of the City of Vineland located at Block 7503, Lot 45.01, with a vote of 5 yeas, is hereby adopted.
That it please submit ordinance number 2022-60 to the mayor for his approval or disapproval.
Yes. I present ordinance number 2021-61, which is ready for a first hearing. Ordinance number 2022-61, which is ready for a first reading.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2022-61 be taken up for a first reading.
So move.
Second.
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Councilman Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
Ordinance number 2022-61, an ordinance to amend and supplement ordinance number 8, which established the classification and compensation plans for the City of Vineland Manager Motors.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2022-61 be passed for first reading and that a public hearing be held on Tuesday, August 9th, 2022 at 6:30 p.m.
So move.
Second.
Is there any discussion by council on this motion? None?
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli?
Yes.
Councilman Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
I present ordinance number 2022-62, which is ready for first reading.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2022-62 be taken up for the first reading.
So move.
Second.
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Councilman Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur? Ordinance number 2022-62, an ordinance providing for no parking restrictions along a portion of Glen Terrace.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2022-62 be passed for the first reading and that a public hearing be held on Tuesday, August 9th, 2022 at 6:30 p.m.
So move.
Second.
Is there any discussion by council on this motion? None?
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli?
Yes.
Councilman Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur? And ordinance number 2022-63, which is ready for a first reading.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2022-63 be taken up for a first reading.
So move.
Second.
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Councilman Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur? Ordinance number 2022-63, ordinance designating and appointing Janine Brownlee, QPA, as the qualified purchasing agent for the City of Vineland has assigned the authority, responsibility, and accountability for the purchasing activity of the City of Vineland in accordance with NJSA 40A:11-9.
Chair entertains a motion that ordinance number 2022-63 be passed for first reading and that a public hearing be held on Tuesday, August 9th, 2022, at 6:30 p.m.
So move.
Second.
Is there any discussion by council on this motion? None?
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli?
Yes.
Councilman Vargas?
Yes.
Dr. Arthur?
Yes.
I present resolution number 2022-303, a resolution in compliance with the New Jersey Cannabis Regulatory Commission Memorandum of December 10, 2021.
Chair entertains a motion that resolution number 2022-303 be adopted according to law.
So move.
Second.
Is there any discussion by council on this motion?
Yes, I'd like the solicitor to make it public for the record what exactly we are voting on, because this is a little bit complicated, and especially in a subject that is quite controversial.
Just briefly, as a brief history, a company by the name of Veterans for Alternative Medicine South Jersey, LLC, had made an application to the state of New Jersey Cannabis Commission to receive a cultivation license. And they applied for what they call a conditional license. And a conditional license is one in which the state would vet them to determine whether they meet all the qualifications for a license holder, but it's not necessary at that level to have site control of a property that they intend upon utilizing for that particular license. CRC had issued guidance on December 10th of last year, and the guidance essentially indicates that an applicant such as Veterans for Alternative Medicine South Jersey LLC need to obtain what they deem as local support, and I use that in quotes because the term support is misleading. The regulation essentially says that the council is to adopt a resolution acknowledging the applicant's legal name under which they're registered to do business. The second thing, that the municipality has authorized the particular type of license that the applicant is seeking, and third, that there is a license available under the limitation that we have set for that particular license. In my opinion, none of those are a legislative function. That is a ministerial function. That information can be gotten by contacting License and Inspections or the clerk's office in terms of getting copies of the ordinances that specify the types of licenses we have. That being said, in order for us to move forward with any of these companies that are seeking a license in the city of Vineland, they have to come before us and ask council to consider a resolution doing exactly what I said is really a ministerial function. And so we had to weigh the benefits in terms of just moving forward with what the CRC indicated as a requirement in their regulations of December 10th, or not, at which point we would deny companies the ability to come to the city, the ability to do economic development, tax creation, tax payments for the city in terms of their, and as well as the cost of their licensing. So at the work session, Councilman Spinelli was very concerned, and rightfully so, with regards to assuring the public that this is not support for this company at this juncture, because we don't know where they want to go. We don't want to circumvent the authority of the planning board in terms of site plan control, site plan approval. And we don't want to circumvent the authority of the construction official to determine whether whatever they're going to build there is in compliance with the UCC. So we made it clear in this resolution that while we recognize it to be a ministerial function to tell them what the legal name of this company is, even after they are the ones that vetted this company and told us what their legal name is, that we would rely upon that. Number two, we referenced our ordinance, saying our ordinances speak for themselves in terms of the number of licenses that are available. And at the time of the applicant seeking this resolution, they would not exceed the number of limits if one was granted to them. We also put in the resolution clearly that the adoption of this resolution is for no other purpose but to allow these companies to move forward because it's in the best interest of the city to collect taxes and to collect the fees that are associated with this business, and that nothing in the resolution should be relied upon as any form of approval or acknowledgement of a recommendation by anybody, but simply the purpose of this is to satisfy the New Jersey Cannabis Regulatory Commission's memorandum of December 10th, 2021. And to quote Council President Arthur, this is just a pilot program throughout the state of New Jersey, and they're doing things simply to figure it out as we go along, because I think that anyone will tell you that the function of the legislature is to adopt and adopt laws, not to provide information of a ministerial manner. And quite frankly, there's nothing in the state statute that discusses this type of procedure. They're putting the cart before the horse. What should have happened, in my opinion, in reading the state statute, is that the applicant would make their application with the state, which they have done. The state then is required to notify the municipality that the application has been made for that particular license, which they have done. And then the municipality advises the CRC that we do in fact have an ordinance that provides that type of a license, which we have done. None of that needs resolution. The only time that the applicant would need a resolution is after they have gotten their conditional license, after they have been to the planning board and have received site plan approvals, after they have paid the state and the state has vetted it, after they have come to the municipality and sought a license with the city, do they get a resolution. However, again, if we do not take this one step that was outlined in the CRC's memorandum of December of 2021, it doesn't appear that the CRC will allow any of these companies to move forward with licensure through the state. So we're, again, it's a balancing as to whether we just acquiesce to the CRC's request to move this process forward and provide them a resolution saying, we're relying upon the state that this is the right license name, because we don't know, and our ordinances speak for themselves. While I don't believe it is a function of the legislators to do that type of action, on the other hand, if we do nothing, then these companies don't move forward. And this, again, does not, the resolution is absolutely crystal clear that this is not to be relied upon as any type of support or approval. It's simply to comply with the CRC's December 10th, 2021 memorandum, which I attached with everybody, and I also attached a copy of their conditional license. So that being said, while I disagree with the concept, I agree that it's in order to move forward in the best interest of the city for taxes, economic development, job creation, we have to comply or acquiesce to the request of the CRC.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go for Councilman Acosta,
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini,
No.
Councilman Spinelli, Councilman Vargas,
Yes.
Dr. Arthur.
Yes.
Following items will be considered on the consent agenda. Communication from Mayor Anthony R. Finucci appointing Janine N. Brownlee as the City of Vineland Public Agency Compliance Officer and request be received and filed. Resolution number 2022-302, resolution ratifying and confirming the appointment of Janine N. Brownlee as the Public Agency Compliance Officer, PACO, in accordance with NJAC 17:27-3.3, subsection A. Resolution number 2022-304, approving Vineland revolving loan funds for Maestri d'Italia Incorporated and/or real estate holding company to be formed or assigned. Resolution number 2022-305, a resolution granting permission to the Vineland Police Department to conduct a public display of fireworks on August 2nd, 2022, between 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. at the Vineland High School Complex, Chestnut Avenue, and Brewster Road. Resolution number 2022-306, resolution amending resolution number 2022-231, resolution awarding an open-end contract to ACV Environmental Services Incorporated, Clayton, New Jersey, for solid and liquid waste disposal for the Vineland Municipal Electric Utility to correct a typographical error. Resolution number 2022-307, resolution exercising option to renew contract C21-0088 for pressure piping fabrication and install project. Resolution number 2022 authorizing the purchase of one LR860-E70 over center articulating aerial device bucket truck from Altech Industries Incorporated, Birmingham, Alabama, in an amount not to exceed $241,317 even, pursuant to a national cooperative pricing agreement with Sourcewell. Resolution number 2022-309, a resolution awarding a contract to South State Incorporated, Bridgeton, New Jersey, for the water main project, Northeast Avenue, Garden Road, and East Forest Grove Road, in the amount of $1,001,775.15. Resolution number 2022-310, a resolution approving charge against various land for land clearance and authorizing said charge to become a lien upon such land and to be added to and become a part of the taxes to be assessed and levied upon such land. Resolution number 2022-311, a resolution to amend resolution number 2022-94 entitled a resolution authorizing the cancellation of taxes for calendar year 2022 for the reason recommended by the City of Vineland tax collector. Resolution number 2022-312, a resolution authorizing the tax collector of the City of Vineland to extend the grace period for payment of third quarter 2022 tax bills. Resolution number 2022-313, a resolution approving surety reduction, release, or renewal as submitted by the city engineer and director of licenses and inspections. Resolution number 2022-314, a resolution providing and authorizing the payment of bills and demands against the City of Vineland. Resolution number 2022-315, a resolution authorizing a preliminary investigation to be made by the Planning Board to determine whether the area consisting of Block 1909, Lot 50 is in need of redevelopment in accordance with NJSA 40A:12A-1 at sequence. Resolution number 2022-316, a resolution authorizing the issuance of original and renewal taxi cab licenses for the year 2022. Resolution number 2022-317, resolution authorizing the execution of a settlement agreement and general release by and between the City of Vineland and Christian Kirchner in the matter filed in the Superior Court of New Jersey, Law Division, docket number CUML 318-17 and CUML 423-14. That is all the official business I have. Consent.
Thank you. Chair entertains a motion to approve all items on the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion by council on this motion? None?
Councilman Acosta? Councilman Francischini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli?
Any comments from council members at this time?
I have
Comments?
no comment.
No?
No.
No,
I yield all my words to Paul.
no health report?
I do not have a health report.
All right, we'll give Paul your time. Councilman Acosta?
Phillies and the Braves are playing, and it's a better game than the Yankees and the Mets, so go Phillies.
We'll see that tonight.
You want to counter it?
It's coming. Still got a lot of time up there. I want to
Councilman
thank the Jamil family for giving us a picture. I'll try to hunt him down for a signature, though, to attach it. And I want to thank Chris Wilson, the president of the organization, for these shirts. I am going right to the gym as soon as possible to fit in this, okay? I also would like to thank Josie Spinelli for always coming out and doing a great job for decorating our city. It's seen, I always see her doing it. It's a dedication that she always has. Thank you, Josie. And the Puerto Rican Festival is this weekend, the parade. I wish everybody a safe parade. And again, very proud moment the other day raising the flag, as we always do every year. This is our 55th year, yes. Wish everybody well and a safe parade. That'll be all.
Councilman Spinelli? Thank you.
One of the things that was talked about tonight, I think, is really important. And anytime the community reaches out in the past to this council or to this administration, we have answered that call. And I think we should continue to work with the community and with these people who are interested in taking care of their kids and making the town a better place. So anything that we can do, I think we should. Bobby, we should look into maybe having to raise that fee for the lifeguards a little bit more if we have to. We've done it with everything else to try to be competitive in our jobs. If that's what's going to get us the lifeguards, that city's pools can function, that's what we do. And I know there are some other water activities that we're planning in the future anyway that we'll talk about, so it'll also, enhance the experience for these kids in the summer when they're out in the heat and all kinds of things of that nature. But I thank them all for coming out. Jamil's football camp, Dr. Arthur, I'm sure will agree, unbelievable. I was there all but about the last half hour. I had to get out of there. It was hot. You got to give these kids credit. I mean, they took every half-hour water breaks. They ran their guts out doing these drills. Running into guys that were huge, with the pads and things. You got all these little kids running into a full blast and fall. Just watch them fall backwards. It's just a great thing to see the enthusiasm with the kids in the community. So, and that's just a great thing. I think says something about our community. They did a great job. They had 30-some volunteers, if not more, out there working and doing stuff. The Blitz camp was the same way when they had their camp. I don't think they had as many people, but it's again, volunteers, coaches, and a ton of kids. And if we could just get this all together, Vineland High would be unbeatable. And I just, I go out there and support both groups, but I wear Vineland High bleeds red and gray. And I'm a Sacred Heart graduate. So, my son went to Vineland High, played football there, and, we should support all those kids and all that they're doing. Congratulations to the East Vineland Senior Little League. They're down in the Carolinas in the World Series. To the younger kids who went into the region and participated, I think they got to the final and lost for the Eastern region. Congratulations to them and their coaches and their parents. And just go out and start supporting the events that go on in the town. You make the town a better place. Puerto Rican Festival is this week. The parade's Sunday, I believe. There's a Food Truck Festival coming up in August, National Night Out's coming up. A lot of things going on that people can go out to and enjoy the town. And, you know, the more we help each other, the better the town gets. So just continue to do your best in trying to help the community. That's it.
You did use all my minutes. Good job, Paul.
All positive.
Very positive.
You keep bringing
Yeah, I
up
bring
negative
doom and gloom. That's true.
Yes, the camp was good. I did appreciate being out there, but it was hot. The kids were excited, and I think they really love that activity. So yes, it's a plus when we can embrace our children and possibly prepare them for sitting in these seats maybe one day. Surely somebody will be needed here. We won't be here forever. So I thank them all for what they do. Coaches and parents as well, and those volunteers. Yes, please be safe for the parade. We know it's going to be hot again, so hopefully everyone will stay hydrated and be careful. Thank you also to the solicitor and to our business administrator. I won't call you that name again. Yeah, I'm sure. All right. If there's nothing further, Chair entertains a motion to adjourn the regular meeting.
So move.
Second.
Councilman Acosta?
Yes.
Councilman Franceschini?
Yes.
Councilman Spinelli? Yes. Councilman Vargas? Yes. Dr. Arthur?
Have a good night.